Dirty Truth Tellers.
Good evening, we're Epstein Hassan, the Dirty Truth Tellers. And this is my beautiful wife, Naima Hassan.
And this is my handsome husband, Epstein.
And we're so happy today because, you know, Hassan, today is actually pretty much a 2-year anniversary of when the whole COVID stuff started.
Oh, God.
You know, and as we've talked about a lot on this show, before COVID, I hardly knew this woman. I've been married to her for over 30 years.
Long years.
But
Long years.
I really didn't know much about her because through most of our marriage, you know, we performed together, but she was a school teacher and worked during the day, and I mainly worked at night. So we hardly saw each other.
It was blissful.
It was we loved each other so much. It was like great. We'd see each other in passing.
Yes.
And then we'd perform, and then maybe we did a few things together here.
Not many.
We'd eat a little bit, you know, occasional sex, and that was it.
And
we thought we knew each other. But the last 2 years have proven we didn't know anything about each other.
24/7.
Nonstop. And now it's sort of supposedly lightening up. You know, of course, you know me, I don't trust any of this. But right now, I could tell when I went out today, no one's wearing masks. There's a lot. Everybody's basically over with COVID.
Yeah. A lot of the restaurants are like that.
Everybody's over. Yeah, it's finished.
Yeah.
COVID may not be over.
I'm not
everybody
sure.
is over.
I'm
the
not
virus. The virus is saying, really? Okay, but everybody else is very relaxed.
I'm not buying it.
So Hassan, today,
how do you feel? Today's kind of special for you.
Well, today is an interesting day because we're doing a couple to couple. We have the 3 shows that we do now. We do the couple to couple, we do the menage a trois, and then we do the Epstein and Hassan.
Yes.
So tonight we're bringing back the couple to couple, and tonight we're bringing on a legendary couple, Hassan. This is a legendary couple, and part of the reason that they're here tonight is that their anniversary was yesterday, I believe, and they've been married now for 43 years. So we bringing them on. We bringing them on so that they can share their wisdom with others.
What the hell is
on
the
how
secret?
to have a great marriage for over 40 something years.
Yes.
So please welcome to our show the Katzes, Howie Katz and Sandy Katz.
Hello.
Hey guys. So I'm going to give you sort of an official, you know, opening. Like whenever I'm like a newsman, I put my glasses on. And when I comment, I take them off. So you see, like, I'm not like Anderson Cooper. Like he comments and mixes it.
He has a thing there that he's looking at. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
These are Howie and Sandy Katz. They've been married for 43 years. Now, Howard Katz is known to some of people who are probably going to watch this because for a couple of, at least, I don't know how many years we did it. It was 293 shows over a number of years.
That's
we
right.
did the Black and the Jew Comedy Hour.
Yes.
And Smoke Katz was his name on that show. He was a regular member of the cast.
Yes. And he played your average man, right?
We had him on the show so that we could have the viewpoint of an average guy.
Just the average guy.
Like the most average guy, that Smoke Katz was that guy.
Yes.
And over the course of all those years, he did have 3 fans.
Yes.
Do you remember he had fans?
Yes.
He built up his fan club. Now, he didn't have a big, you know, it's partially our fault because we only had like 9 listeners. So if you have 3 fans, he was actually one of the most popular people on the show.
Yes.
People like that ordinariness about him. You know, and his son, their son, actually, Michael, the actor Katz, was one of the original members of the Black and the Jew Comedy Hour crew. I think he was our first, actually. Sort of, and then over time we had a lot of people that joined us. So this is Smoke Katz, the bald guy over there, very bald. And I have to tell people this: I've known Smoke Katz for many, many years. He's one of my closest friends, and I've known him over since high school. So you're talking about a lot of years. He also was a long time corporate hoe. He had a job for many years in the corporate hoe world. And he was very, very wise man.
Loyal.
Very good worker. So today he's retired in glory. He's
lucky
retired
bastard.
In glory. And do I have anything else to say about him? His resume is kind of boring.
Yeah,
but all right. He has a BA from Brooklyn College.
Yes. In what?
In history.
In history.
We had him on our show. You remember he would have often do the historical crap.
Yeah.
And Howard Katz, for a Jew, he is a Jew, was for a Jew a pretty good athlete, believe it or not.
Whoa.
Ordinary, if you put him into the whole population, he was like average, but he was really good for a Jew. He's an athletic guy. And 40-something years ago, over 40, so like probably 45 or 6 years ago, he introduced me to this woman. I still remember the night I met her. And I figured at that time that
she doesn't remember.
She would date him once or twice and then dump him because she was kind of cute. And he's gotten worse, but he wasn't great to begin with. But she always loved him. He had this thing. She really did love him. And it was pretty shocking to everyone because no one else saw what she sees in him, but she did. And she's been an educator. She's been a mother. And now she has taken on her from what I can tell, her most proud role. Because she's a grandmother now. She's a booby, right? A booby in Jewish, they call it.
Yep, I'm a
Sandy Katz. Howard and Sandy Katz, welcome to the show. Now, you want to read your thing here?
Thank you, everybody.
Well, I want to ask Sandy about the high school she went to.
We can start with that, yes. Okay. Because she did attend the very.
You went to John Dewey High School. Now, if I'm understanding, there were no grades in that school?
Yes. That's right. It was just pass, fail, or pass with mastery with excellence. So no grades ever.
So did your children go there?
No, we had already come to Staten Island by then.
No, she was.
I don't even think it's in existence anymore.
She was like, you were a hippie, basically.
I was a hippie.
This was like the late 70s, the late 60s, early 70s. Right when you went to high school, like right around that period. So she was like a hippie. She didn't want to have grades. You know, she wore like hippie-ish kind of like
clothes,
garb.
I wore overalls.
Right. And you weren't a lesbian. It was clear right from the beginning.
But it was the first time I met lesbians. Right. And the first time I met gay men.
And after meeting lesbians and gay men, you decided to settle on Howie as your future husband. Is that what was
eventually? I didn't meet Howie until college, but yes, eventually.
That was it. After a lot of lesbians.
A bit in between.
Was this a decision of your parents to send you there?
It was across the street from my house. It was a decision of what time I'll get up in the morning.
Wow. So all those years, I thought you were like this radical hippie and you were just lazy. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, I had another choice of a different school to go to Lafayette, but no, I embraced Dewey. And I did embrace the fact that, it's going to sound corny, but just for the love of learning, it wasn't about the grade. I told you it would sound corny.
You know who our classmate was, right?
That's understandable, Sandy. I was taking a graduate course and we had a guest speaker come in and he was from Japan. And he asked us, are you here to get a good grade or are you here to learn? And I'd never had a teacher ask me that or even talk about the learning to become a better human, learning to explore things. So I think that had to relieve some of the pressure. You're still going to get whatever an A is, but there had to be another element in there.
That guy saying that though, like, are you here to learn? Or sort of reminds me of when you take your pet to the veterinarian and they say, is it a family member or is it a pet? Yeah. And when you say a family member, they bring out the largest dildo on earth and fuck you.
With
and
that
the bill goes higher. And really, you love this cat? Yeah, here's another one. Take this. Take this. Which is why I say that veterinarians are like lower than auto mechanics. You bring your cat or dog in, you hand it to them. They come back a few minutes later, they charge you like $1,600 and you don't even know if they did anything.
When we took our cat, you had to give them the credit card.
Oh,
you couldn't.
Before they took the cat?
Before they took the cat. Yeah.
You
had to be able to pay for it.
Oh, that's a hippie.
Oh, you guys have you now have a new dog, right? You have not that new, because to me it's new. The last 2 years don't exist for me, but I sort of met him when he was a puppy.
Yeah.
Is he still a lunatic?
You don't hear him, do you? He has a few moments a day.
He still is robust.
But he's good.
He's big and he's very strong. But
like Howie, big, robust, and very strong.
God.
And
it's like you have a bear that you're.
And I will say one thing about him. He's laying in his crate right now, just hanging out. He passed gas. It's terrible. He's just.
Keep telling him, he knows. Trust me. So let's get back to learning a little more about Sandy.
So
Sandy went to Dewey High School.
Right.
She became a school teacher, right? You started out as a school teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Why did you want to be a teacher?
I don't know. I just always wanted to be a teacher. It just was never a question. And when I was looking about college, my father said to me, if you want to be a teacher, you're going to go to Brooklyn College. Otherwise, you can go away to school. And I stupidly said, I want to be a teacher. Wow. So I went to Brooklyn College.
Well, you're a very compassionate, kind person, which is why you've been able to put up with him for 43 years. I mean, this is not people who don't understand this.
I'm a patient person. I don't know about compassionate all the time, but I'm patient. I have a lot of.
So what age do you teach?
Well, I'm not teaching now. I've always worked with children under the age of 5. I've never worked. No. Never.
Why would you not work with teenagers?
I'm afraid of them. They're bigger than me. They're bigger than me, and I've always worked with kids under the age of 5.
Yeah, when our daughter turned 14, she said, she's yours for the next 5 years.
Yep.
That was probably a good decision right there.
Well, I want to ask you, Sandy, from what's happening over the past couple of years with COVID, as someone in the education system, how is it? Like,
well, you're still like are you like a principal now, or what do you do now?
No, now I visit I visit family childcare homes. I work for the Department of Ed now for the last 6 years. And I visit homes that are licensed to provide family childcare. And I teach people how to assess the homes to improve quality. So I use a tool and we do an assessment of the home to help the providers grow and ensure that kids are in safe environments.
Oh, wow.
Do you notice more people are homeschooling now?
No, not necessarily. I mean, these homes are for kids that are also under the age of 5. So these are programs where parents choose to send, or caregivers choose to send their kids to these home environments. It's very community oriented. And the parents get subsidized by the city, many of them, not all of them, so that they can have childcare and go to work so that their kids can be in a safe learning environment. But in answer to your question, Steve, because I do have a lot of friends in other areas of education, and it's been very, very stressful. And a lot of the administrators are just tired. They're really tired. And I think some decisions that are made are just not always in the best interest of the kids. It's all, has other routes for making decisions. But I wherever I go, I just wear a mask when I'm with kids. And I'm always with kids that are not vaccinated because they're all under the age of 5.
Wow. Well, kudos to you. Yes. That's heavy.
What are you giving?
Well, to every educator.
She's giving you kudos.
What is
I don't know.
Kudos. Is that anything like kudos?
I like kudos.
Norm Crosby lives. Norm Crosby. Like
kudos to every educator out there.
Kudos.
Well,
kudos are like
cooties.
No,
kudos. They're like cooties' cousin.
Noodles that you put in the soup.
It's a combination of kudos and cuddles.
Yes, kudos and cuddles.
Well, I tip my hat to you because that's hard.
But now we're going to.
You're an educator, you know.
Oh, by the way, not only is she an educator, she's been nominated for a Grammy.
No, not a Grammy.
Not a Grammy. I mean a Tony.
Oh yes, we saw that.
Congratulations.
Many kudos.
Yeah, many kudos. Many kudos.
Many kudos and noodles and kudos.
I was a little bit upset because I've never won an award other than the best comedy team in the San Diego Fringe. That was the only award I've ever won in my life. I was like so moved.
You used to give out awards, though.
What's that?
You used to give out awards.
I do give out awards, and I'm gonna now. Let's get to the question that everybody wants to know. But let me ask it because you're gonna ask it kind of like
what?
You're gonna ask it drier.
Okay, go ahead. You ask it wetter.
All right, because this is about wet and dry in a strange way. Okay. Now, people want to know, 43 years you've been married. It's a long time. You've been parents and I'm going to get to the parents and the grandparents thing in a minute.
Yeah, I wonder what's coming.
After 43 years of what we would call Jew love, because you were both Jewish, how do you keep the sex hot? Like you just had your anniversary last night. Did he give you
Friday?
I mean, you don't have to get too personal. Although if you can really say degrading things about him, it'll make people laugh. It'll be better. But if you want to, how do you keep it hot after 43 years?
It's still excellent. We like each other.
We're
into each other, and we
what? Hear from him? We want to hear from him.
I want to hear from him. They're a couple. I want to hear from both of them.
Right. But, I'm trying to keep it clean. I'm not going to be nasty to you, but I may have to. But no, it's cool. It's good.
It's good. Now,
it's good. The love is alive.
Now, I always wanted to find this out, so I can ask you now. Like, you do realize that when you are, can I say dirty words now? Is it all right?
Yeah.
Like when you two are stooping, you are stooping a grandma. You realize that. Did you ever fantasize as a young boy about stooping a grandma?
No.
How about you, Sandy?
Well, they didn't look that good when you were growing up.
I don't think she wants to stoop grandmas, no.
Yeah, but you want to stoop grandpas. Now, how does it feel? I mean, he's Jewish, so I know he has some large balls. Now, as you get older, the balls seem to drop. As his balls. Oh, his dad had a. We're gonna call him.
No, we're not. We're not.
And she always gets.
Not gonna go into the thickness. Oops.
So are you two monogamous?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Was that a conscious choice you made, like when you were dating and you just said, look, it's going to be me and it's going to be you and that's it, or just end up that way?
Well, let's put it like this. When we started, we were monogamous because we was going with each other, we were seeing each other, we loved each other, we got married, blah, 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 all that stuff. If I was of a mind to want to do that, it's just too much goddamn work. You got to lie, you got to hunt. I'm not into the hunt. I'm very happy. I don't need to go outside.
Well thought out and very, very impressive there. That was we all bought that. That was very strong.
Well, you didn't buy it?
No, I totally buy it. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm trying to set it up. As you know, because I've said this to you many times, there is only one male in the world that I would swear for that he doesn't cheat on his wife or his partner, and that's Smoke Katz.
He will always say that.
I don't believe anyone. I mean, my own father, I don't trust him. I don't.
And not mine.
Definitely. He told me that he trusted me more than his father.
Smoke Katz, he used to travel for his job. He'd go to Memphis. Those are when people cheat, when they go through those kind of jobs.
Right.
But I always swore for Smoke Katz that he would never cheat on his wife. And I would say the same thing about Mrs. Katz.
I was waiting.
That would be probably if I found out that you've been stooping behind.
Oh, my heart would be broken.
First of all,
mine too.
My heart would be broken.
My heart would be broken, but I would also be totally amazed.
Yeah.
I would tell everybody, Sandy.
I wouldn't believe you anymore.
Like, Sandy's a hoe.
Get out of here.
Sandy Katz.
No. Sandy.
It's shocking.
Sandy.
She's got many men.
No.
Okay, so you guys are definitely monogamous.
So do you think
without a doubt
you would have dated if one of you weren't Jewish?
Would we have dated if we weren't? If one of us
early on, like going back into like the late 70s when you hooked up, would you have dated a non-Jewish girl?
I would have. I'll tell you. It's funny when I told my mother about her. The famous Ethel was one of the most Jewish people you'll ever meet. When I told her that Sandy's family is from England, Ethel was like, oh no, couldn't be Jewish if we're English. So I let her go for a little while until she almost had an apoplectic fit. And then I told her she was
Ethel was
Jewish.
very worldly. Yeah, there are a few Jews in England.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just in Brooklyn. There are Jews everywhere.
Ethel didn't want to leave her apartment, so.
I
How
wouldn't
about you,
have.
Sandy? You would not have. You
I
would.
probably would not have until I met Howie,
Well, let
because
me
I
ask you
knew
a question.
my father would have disowned me.
Your father would have disowned you.
Mhm.
He was very. Was that going back? Were they religious, your parents, or was it more of a cultural?
It was a cultural thing, and I think that my mother would have convinced him otherwise. I guess I never met anybody else that I felt that strongly about who wasn't Jewish that I dated, but I don't think I would have, because of fear of disappointing my parents.
Wow, that's pretty. That's
Well, that's honesty.
no. Well, it's
Yeah,
true. I mean, probably you. I don't know if Irv would have cared. He would have cared because Ethel was kicking ass.
Ethel would have told Irv to care, so Irv would have cared. Irv didn't think a lot on his own, as he got older. He thought what Ethel told him.
But Sandy, now that you are a grandmother, is it, do you find, how can I put this? Do you interfere in how your daughter raises her children? Do you feel like you have a right to input, like give her suggestions?
I wait to be asked,
Okay.
and probably I don't want to say for the first time, but prior to Rory becoming a mom, she never asked my advice, if ever, that I can remember, or very rarely. Now she does.
She's got you on speed dial.
She does.
Yeah.
And it feels great. And I think because of my background in education and working in early childhood, she'll ask me not more from that perspective, but a little bit from that perspective. And it feels great. And we're very proud of the way they're raising the kids and just everything.
Now he's been your son-in-law a while. I only met him once. I met him at his wedding, actually.
Right,
I think that's the only time I met him.
Yeah.
So now they've been together for a few years. Like, how long ago was that?
2015 they got married.
So it's
right?
like
I think they just
celebrated
their
sixth or seven
wedding anniversary, and then a couple of years before that.
Right.
because we were talking about the wedding recently, because we were remembering, like, when we left the wedding, it was in Stony Brook.
Yeah.
And we went to I just talked about this the other day. So when the Long Island Railroad out there, you're in the middle of nowhere. There's nobody there. And it was really cold. I remember it was cold, and we were the only people. It was like terrifying.
Nobody
I was
around.
like, oh my God, I'm out here by myself with you.
Yeah.
You know? What if
a target on her back?
What if the KKK was coming by?
Many of me out there.
That's what I'm saying.
No, not over there.
Yeah,
you know,
not over there.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Well, this was 2000,
we don't like your kind.
when we were living in the post-racial America.
Yeah.
This was pre-216 when we moved back to the America 18.
There's no racism in America. What's
Not at all.
No.
Well, we wanted to ask you this question because you're grandparents. And this is something that we've been talking about, because as you get older, you start talking about shit like this. Like, there's this, two things. There's this Buddhist story that they tell about a couple that's been married for 50 or 60 years. And the husband dies, and the woman then has to go back to the home for the first time alone.
Yeah.
And they tell you the story to help you build compassion, that people die and people suffer. So she has to go home after all those years being alone.
Right.
Now, we were talking about you guys because although we're in the same age range, we don't have children. And when one of us drops dead, assuming that we don't die together, because I am predicting, by the way, this will be a record of that we're one of these couples that probably will die the same day or at the same time. But let's just assume I die first, which of course with my genes, I'm surprised I'm still alive. I've outlived my parents now. But we were thinking about, we don't have children. So you two have been together all these years, and let's say one of you drops dead. Let's keep the story kind of happy. So let's say it's Howie drops dead. And he drops dead first. will you will you
date?
will you
marry?
be able to have your children there? Do you think having your children there will help you at that point in your life? Because we don't have children. So when one of us drops dead, that's it. There's nobody there coming by. There's no one there to look for, you know. Do you feel that your children would be there for you?
Oh, yeah. I keep telling them they're going to choose our nursing home. So, yeah, no, I do. I absolutely do. Both of them. I mean, Michael's like, his heart is huge, Michael.
Yes.
And Rory will make sure everything's very practical. And Rory also has a huge heart. And, you know, yeah.
What about if she drops dead?
Oh, he would be just.
Oh, he would be lost.
Lost.
He would be total.
Well, let's put it like this.
Totally lost.
I don't think
He wouldn't be lost. No, he wouldn't.
no, it's
No, he wouldn't.
for a period of time, whether they're there, they'll be there for me. But I would be inconsolable. But the thing is,
like your dad. When your dad, you took care of your dad towards the end of his life. You were the great son that took care of him.
I was shocked with my father because he had no one to tell him what to do for the last.
He had a hard time.
Yeah.
And he basically withered away. But you know, for me, they would be there, but it would take time. I probably won't want.
Yeah, they'll be there, but they can't replace that.
No, nobody could.
And nobody can.
Nobody
but
could.
I also want to ask you too, how do you feel having grandchildren with the state of the world right now? Because shit is just horrific.
But Steve and I have talked about this before. And we've said, I said, I've lived most of my life already. You know, we're 66 years old. You know, I've lived most of my life. So, I mean, I've been okay. I worry about what's going to happen when my kids grow up and my grandchildren grow up because the world is just, do I have to watch my language?
No.
The world is really fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, just look what's going on. And, you know, I worry about them being in this fucked up world.
I mean, we were just talking about that the other day, that we live in this era of fear. Like the corona is loosening up the fear grip. The grip on corona for 2 years was the most terrifying.
I lived in fear for 2 years.
So finally, the corona is supposedly ending. Oh, okay. We have there's a guy threatening to use nuclear bombs. It's like, there wasn't like a 1 day break from the terror. Like it's nonstop fear. And all the CNN and all these things, that's what they're selling us. It's relentless fear selling. They make money off of fear.
And Sandy, if you think of the young kids that you teach that you work with that are in kindergarten, their whole world is just wearing masks. They don't know another. Mm-hmm. And that to me, I saw this young kid in a stroller and I thought about, wow, his whole life it's been this.
Yeah. I'm predicting that a lot of these kids, when they grow up, are going to be very kinky sexually. Like even when they're going down on their wife, they're going to have a mask on.
They have to move the mask on.
Like all of their sexual.
With the plastic lips. They have
have a little cutout.
A little cutout for the lips. It's very sad, and it's very. I mean, thankful for the naivete of the children, of the kids, that they don't know what's going on in the world at certain ages, but they don't know anything but wearing masks it's very scary. It's very scary.
But you remember when we were in school, at least they're not going to have to crawl under their desks to avoid the
when you think about that. I did that. You crawled
I remember
the Russians, right?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the Russians again.
Same thing. It's the Russians. They got a maniac with a bad dewlap who's threatening to use nuclear weapons.
You know, but there's a lot of things. You know, just a quick political thing here. You know, I obviously, when you see what's going on in the Ukraine or in Ukraine, as they say, it's a horrible thing. Nobody could feel like it's not a horrible thing. And people are so into it on Facebook and, you know, all the joining together. But at the same time, if people really would open their eyes, the United States and Saudi Arabia have been bombing the shit out of Yemen for the last 8 years. And lots of people die there, and over 300,000 people die there, and children die there. And there's like no discussion of that, you know. So some people might suggest that when you bomb and kill white women, with blonde hair, it gets much more attention, than
we were talking about that same thing the other day with the refugees. Why are they accepting the refugees?
Right,
They're
a
white.
million refugees because they're white. It's
They're
pretty
white.
They're white.
Well, the Africans that are over there studying engineering, they're not. They won't let them on the trains, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah, we saw that. There were some students from Nigeria that couldn't get through.
Well, Ukraine does have a reputation. My grandmother, she never really could tell me my mother's mother. She didn't really know what country she was from because the Jewish people in those days lived in shtetls. They didn't have town. It was like they didn't know. But it was really then Ukraine, although they didn't call it Ukraine, but that land. And my grandmother told me since I was a little boy about the pogroms and how brutal the Ukrainians were to the Jews. Now, I know the president of Ukraine now is Jewish. So it's kind of like, well, they can't be Nazis if they have a Jewish president. But then I always remind people of Stephen Miller. Being Jewish does not necessarily mean that you can't be a Nazi. And there's still a lot of Nazis in Ukraine. Yeah. But that was a diversion.
Well, I don't even know if you guys know that there's a basketball player, females.
Oh, yeah.
Stuck over there. Yeah. I never knew about her before.
Yeah, well,
did you hear what they busted?
The point about her, what?
Did you hear what they busted her for? They claim it's drugs.
Yeah, because she had hash oil.
Yeah, oil.
She had hash oil in her face. But the point of that, granted, you hate to see that happen, but how goddamn stupid can you be to have to go through customs carrying that shit with you? You're going to get searched.
And we're going to
this is why he got
a black woman.
This is how he got the 3 fans.
Yeah.
You see, he's fired up.
Yeah.
He's actually good at on the radio. Well, this is not the radio. To me, it's always the radio.
Yeah.
But he's good at this. He gets fired up. He gets all, Sandy Smith, she's coming out a little bit. She started out, she was
I'm shy.
She was a little shy at the beginning.
But she's really cute.
She's she's getting more and more open though, because the group sex part, I don't know if Howie told you, that comes at the end of the show.
Yeah,
so you have to look it up,
Yeah.
Well, I told him I'd pinch him if I wasn't comfortable.
Okay. I'm sure.
Oh, good. Wait, pinch him in his balls? Let me say some shit to make her uncomfortable.
Okay, let's do our lightning question.
All right, lightning. Oh, we do want to show you. Should I show our son?
Yes.
Here he is.
There's Buddy.
Here he is. Yeah.
That's Buddy.
Oh, okay.
Because we got, we need a son too, and
And his name is Buddy.
His name is Buddy.
Buddy Hassan Krantz.
Buddy Hassan Krantz, and he's a very happy guy. He worked very hard, and
he looks like Howie.
He does look like Howie. Yeah,
he's bald.
Here he is.
He's bald.
See the top of your head. Can you bend over a little bit? Do you have like a hole in it? Oh yeah, look at that. He got the same thing.
Yeah, please put it, Buddy, now. Okay.
Does he ever rub his head on your coochie? I had to ask that question. I'm never gonna have another opportunity to ever ask that question.
Pinching the hell out of him now. Okay, let's go to the question.
Only in passing.
Not really.
Either one of you can answer. What do you prefer? Did you prefer the Dick Clark or Soul Train?
Dick Clark.
Soul Train.
Okay.
See, Howie's got soul.
We have to answer together.
No.
You got to tell just the truthful answer.
No.
Okay.
Samantha or Bewitch?
Samantha was on Bewitched.
I mean, Samantha or I Dream of Jeannie.
I like the way she says that. She doesn't use the names of the actresses.
No.
Samantha, Bewitched.
But you didn't want to have sex with either one of them. Like, we're trying to get Howie to answer it.
No.
I didn't give a shit about either one of them.
You jump in the bottle with Jeannie and hump her in
Oh,
there.
yeah. Well, you know what? But knowing who she was for real, she was like real. I mean, she was pretty and everything, but she was like a stuck-up, frigid white woman. So.
Really? Oh, I didn't know.
Okay, the Munsters or the Addams Family?
Oh, Munsters.
Munster.
Wow.
Flintstones or the Jetsons?
Flintstones.
I didn't like the Flintstones, so I'll have to go Jets.
Okay. Sandy, were you wearing mini skirts when you were in high school?
No.
Go-go
Never.
boots?
No.
Did you go braless?
No.
What kind of hippie were you?
I just wore overalls a lot.
Okay.
She was that kind of hippie, like
an artsy kind of hippie?
a folk rock, a Dan Fogelberg,
Okay.
Earth Mother.
Brown.
Oh, okay.
Kind of hippie.
Okay.
Now, by the way, Hassan, before you rush, ramble.
Am I rambling
through your millions of
Am I
questions?
rambling through?
You're rambling through. It's like
That's
rambling
what
through
you're
questions.
supposed to do.
But I have a thing I'd like to state here. I'd like to. Now you made me. Oh, now I know what I want to say because you brought up music. Now, these two people have seen more concerts than any two people in America. So when you guys, how did that feel during that 2-year period when you couldn't go to see shows? That had to bother you.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are really like, you're like concert. You've seen hundreds.
Well, that's
not him.
That's the primary form of entertainment, to go. I mean, I don't go to Broadway shows. I don't like that stuff. And, I'm not going to the ballet or the opera or that stuff. I like live music. Right. I didn't like not being able to go, but I'd rather be alive.
Have you seen anything recently?
What's that? Yeah.
What's the most recent show you saw?
What was the last show we went to?
Jim Jeffrey?
Last summer, right?
No, we saw Jim Jeffrey.
Jim Jeffrey's a comedian. We saw him. Oh, we saw the Black Crows last summer, but that was outdoors.
The Black Crows?
Crows.
Oh, the
Black Crows. They weren't that good. Oh, yeah, we did. We saw Tedeschi Trucks. We saw the Tedeschi Trucks band at the Beacon in like October.
And Sandy, you took you to Chicago, though, right? She used to wanted to go see Chicago.
Oh, that was the worst.
I like the old Chicago, not the new Chicago.
I like old music. I like old stuff.
So you're not into Megan Thee Stallion?
Who?
Megan Thee Stallion.
No.
Do you know her?
No,
you know who that
I
is,
don't even know what that is.
You don't know Megan Thee Stallion? She's like the big.
I know the name.
No.
Yeah.
You got to. What's that new video she has out?
I'll send you the name of it.
It's so disgusting and
over
pornographic.
the top.
It's not even I am like watching this going, this is disgusting. This is absolutely.
He's watching. He goes, I must be getting old.
I'm old. I really am getting old. You know why? Because I find like a lot of like every old man always thinks their generation, their music, their art was better. In our case, though, we just happened to be born, to quote another former member of the Black and the Jew Comedy Hour, The Blade.
The Blade.
We were in the 70s, like we were very lucky. Yeah. There's never been better movies in the history of Hollywood than in the 70s.
Sure.
The music was great in the 70s. It was before we went into the brand. Like everybody, it used to be used to be not cool. Now everybody wants that. They want to be a brand. They want to sell products.
Well, what drives me crazy is I'm listening to commercials, right? And I'm like, oh my God, that's from Creedence Clearwater Revival. Or, oh my goodness, you can hear the songs. And if people don't know, you think these songs came out in the 70s and they're using them in commercials.
People sell their rights to this.
Selling their rights.
Springsteen sold this for $500 million, right?
I mean, Howie sold his and
500. But what is Springsteen? He's already a billionaire. He's 70-something years old. Why did he need the 500 million? I know his son is a fireman. He's not probably making great money, but so I mean, really,
I think he's going to hit the mother load when Bruce bites the dust. Though.
Yeah, Bruce, you never know who he leaves his money to. Like Bloomberg is only leaving his daughters like 20 million or something like that.
Lucky them.
Do you need more than that? Do you really need more than that? 20
million? Yeah, you do. You actually do need more than that. Yeah. Do you have any more questions?
Yes. Okay. When you were a kid and both of you went to the dentist, did you get Novocaine or laughing gas?
Gas.
Yeah, Novocaine.
Gas.
Me too. I
never had gas.
I knew that laughing gas was great because, the dentist office, they were playing Barry Manilow and I was getting gas and I was tripping. I was like, this is the best music I ever heard in my life.
It's like
I think I had it once, but mostly Novocaine.
You felt it. You felt what they were doing, but you didn't give a shit.
I didn't care. It was great. Yeah.
Wow. No, my dentist used to just inject the needle in the gum and numb it.
Yeah, that's
Novocaine.
I had that last week.
And then you can't move your mouth and you dribble water.
You felt the shit. You were feeling painful. It. Okay. When you both were, let's say, 20s, what celebrity did you have a crush on? Like this one over here?
Oh, don't tell mine. Let me see what theirs is first.
When we were 20?
Younger, in the teens.
When you were young, like when you first started getting a boner, Stati, when you're like 12, 13 years old. Remember that? You were just lying in. You were probably in Hebrew.
Yeah, I know what a boner
Back
is.
away
Yeah.
from the camera, honey. Back away.
You probably, you do remember. Probably in Hebrew school, because I was never hornier than when I was in shul. When I was like 12, 13 years old. Like,
Well, all the hot women in shul. I mean,
they
really
were hot to me, though. Let me tell you something.
Oh my God! Let them answer.
Okay.
But you got an erection riding on the bus too from the vibrations.
Who would you have a crush on when you were a teen?
I don't know.
No
And honestly,
celebrity.
I thought Davy Jones was cute.
Who?
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones from the Monkees.
Okay.
I think I was like 10, I guess, or 9.
In all the years I've known Smoke Katz, I don't really remember. You know, like most guys, like they'll have a movie star. So I don't really.
Oh, Al Pacino. Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Al Pacino. Serpico's. The poster was in my
70s.
room.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
film
Al
The
Pacino.
poster in your room,
The
right,
Serpico
right.
picture.
A
That was
couple of
it.
years ago at the Film Forum, they had an Al Pacino. Like we went to see like Panic in Needle Park.
Great movie.
It was
And
great.
he was great. Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah.
And he was really great in the 70s. He's kind of, as he's gotten older,
He just yells now.
he's kind of.
Yeah. Well, we saw him in American Buffalo, the play. That was really good. We saw him in that. That was really good.
But I don't remember Smoke Katz having someone that he was like.
Who is yours?
Well, he wouldn't remember. He didn't know me then. But the first person I ever remember that I ever really got aroused that was celebrity was Marilyn McCoo from The Fifth Dimension. So
started you on your Black Jew love path.
Well, that's the thing. I always loved Marilyn McCoo. And I loved The Fifth Dimension, believe it or not, when I was like 12, 13 years old. So I'm telling you.
I like the fat guy.
I like the fact. I love, and her husband, Marilyn McCoo's husband, was great. He was a great performer. Yeah, he was really great.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm telling her this, and she goes, "Well, she doesn't look anything like me." What do you think, that you're the only? You know, I go the whole range of blackness.
Yeah.
I go the whole black range.
Thank you, my love.
You know, I'm not like, you know, I'm not just locked into your particular dark chocolate fudge. You know?
Thank you, my love. Thank you.
Like the cafe au lait as well.
Who was yours?
Who was mine? Isaac Hayes. Isaac Hayes.
Gotta shave your head, pal.
Like Tati,
Yeah.
you got the same.
You gotta shave your head.
Yeah.
But black guys look better with shaved heads.
Oh, without a doubt.
Does this a lot. Black guys can
without a doubt.
carry shaved heads, pink suits, like certain things that a black guy can wear that a white guy looks ridiculous, you know?
Well, we were watching some sports show last night, and the one of the announcers had on like a fuchsia pink suit.
Yeah, the guy on
and he's
Sports
talking,
Night New York.
I'd like that. I'm looking like no. So no.
What?
No, but
Years ago, I was on a business trip. I was in Memphis, and I had to stay there. I was there for 2 weeks. And I'm in the hotel on Sunday. I go down to go get breakfast, and I see, like 50, 60 black guys in pastel suits. And I mean, purples, greens, all kinds of pastel shades. And I had no idea what was going on. I called this woman who was on my team that worked for me. And I said, Jackie, I'm in Memphis and I see all these guys dressed like this. I think I fell into a Temptations concert. It was some kind of religious organization meeting. It was pretty fun.
Okay, Sandy, this is our last question. And I want you to look over at Howie and I want you to be honest. Have you ever wanted to see him? Now, but when I asked this question, who wrote this question? Have you ever wanted to see Howie in a toupee?
No, never, ever, ever, ever. No, ever, ever, never.
Well, that's my fantasy. Because I was like, you ever fantasize about how? Because we saw a guy with an unbelievably bad toupee. And I said, I've always tried to convince him of two things. Number one, to get a toupee just to humiliate him because they look so bad. And his would be ridiculous.
Oh, bad.
But I always wanted him to shave those little things he has on the side there, like but he won't do it. He won't. He
doesn't have to.
No, all of this, the fringe.
And at least the side thing.
No, he doesn't have to. You're not sure.
Sandy doesn't want me to.
No.
I mean, before we got on the show, there was something on an image of Madonna, and I mean, what this woman has done to her face, and people really have a hard time with aging.
Her plastic surgery is
It's
ridiculous.
just like,
Madonna now looks like, there was a photo of her today, I just saw it, and she looks ridiculous, like Billy Crystal, Barry Manilow. Some people need to stop with the plastic surgery. Madonna more than anyone, because you don't look, if it made you look good or if it worked, maybe one time it works. Maybe the first time they give you a little bit of a thing. But other than that, you look ridiculous.
Well, aging is a passage in life.
You think Springsteen had any work done on his face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he probably did.
Yes.
Bono definitely did. Bono, he looks ridiculous too.
I'm resigned to the fact that everything is going to stab.
Yeah, but you know what?
It does, or it
You know,
has.
you got people with
Sandy, it's relaxed. It's not sagging. It's relaxed.
I like that. I like that.
They deserve.
Those breasts.
Mine are relaxed,
They're
and I
relaxed.
let them relax. They've been through hell in life.
And they serve multiple functions now.
Yes.
Like she can use the breast to clean the floor. Like they
Yes.
can wipe,
Yes.
almost like a broom.
Do
you
the
could hook a brush
Throw
on
them over her back.
Yes.
She can, move them to the sides,
You
move
gotta
them
get
in.
new jokes, man.
There's an old ditty for that.
We're gonna start performing live again soon.
Yeah.
So because now people don't need to wear masks. Part of the
Right.
reason we didn't want to perform live, we haven't, is because doing comedy when people are wearing masks,
It's hard.
I don't want to do it. I felt like, because
How do you
actually,
read a
And you
face?
can't see their face. You can't see the.
right, you can't see. It's like,
Yeah.
but now it seems like maybe.
Yeah.
So you have any other final questions for them?
Nope, we just love you both.
But we have to
and-
do the final thing. You know,
Yes.
it's them.
Yes.
still have to
yeah,
do
oh,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
all right.
was just going to it. If you would let me segue.
Is this the group sex part?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
yeah. No, he won't let you segue.
But Smoke, you know this about her. I mean,
Okay.
like as soon as I'm killing, as soon as my jokes, I'm on a roll. As soon as I'm flowing, she has to step in with some serious.
Is this true?
He worked on the comedy. He worked on our show
It
for
is.
years.
Oh no, you were like 4 penises that I was competing with.
You got Big Al,
The whole show
Blade,
was testosterone.
Smoke
Gorilla
Katz.
Bob.
Yes,
Gorilla
yes.
Bob.
Come on, I was fighting not to
How about all
drown on that
the
show.
strippers and hookers that we had on the show and the
And the dominatrixes.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, all figuring for you guys.
Well, what do you want to talk
Well-
about? You want to talk about
No, I just was gonna.
the heart sutra?
Yes.
You want to talk about the heart sutra?
I was just gonna tell them how much we love and appreciate them,
all right.
and then go into the transition.
Okay, but we could do the heart sutra right now. Form is empty. Emptiness is form.
And
Emptiness
form is not other than emptiness, and emptiness is not other than form.
That's the heart sutra,
Yes.
meaning that things lack independent existence,
Yes.
but they appear. So then you'd have to study now for about
Have to
30
study some Buddhism to
30 years to
yeah.
understand those 4 lines. That's the whole
Yeah.
Buddhist path.
Now explain the philosophy of couple to couple.
So here's the philosophy of couple to couple. We've started realizing that, when we used to do our live, they've seen our live show a number of times,
You don't need to explain to
No,
me.
but I want to say something that Smoke Katz, unlike a lot of other people who claim they're your friend, who claim
Yeah, and
that
I will
they
get on
love
your
you,
ass, Howie, for what you
Smoke
said
Katz.
about me doing the radio show.
Smoke Katz always supported our show.
Yes.
He is so many people. Oh, we love you guys. We love you guys. And then we would never see them ever again.
True.
So the deal is after our show, when we would come home, we used to have sex because we're not together as long as you, but we're still together a long time. Oh, a
Yes.
long time.
Oh, please, you have no idea how long
It's-
this is.
Eons. So after the show, that was when we were kind of charged up and turned on. And what we would do is we'd often remember people from the audience, and we would, mentally fuck them, because we're monogamous too. I'm as monogamous as him, believe it or not.
Oh,
I'm
I
the only
know.
other person I'd swear for.
I
But
know.
even myself, maybe I made some, I was high a lot, so maybe I didn't remember. But, so this is the only way.
We have some asexual friends.
What's that?
We have some asexual friends.
Yes, we do. Yeah, absolutely we do. And some friends who can never get laid. There's a whole,
Exactly.
but this is the only way you can have sex with people now, and you do it on Zoom. So we're gonna have sex with you guys late. What's today? Sunday. We
Yes.
probably won't have sex tonight
No.
because we ate today. Usually we need 3 or 4 days to clean out our system at our own.
I schedule it Monday or Tuesday.
Because Howie, you don't want to take a wrong signal.
No.
to sex.
No, that's
Hard.
Kevin.
It's not. That's gross.
Monday or Tuesday.
So when next time we have sex, we'll bring them into bed with us.
Yes.
You know,
We'll
so
have Sandy be the teacher.
Oh God, no.
That's too much. Let's put Howie like in a giant Afro wig. We'll put him in it like a really big
an Afro wig.
I want to see him with hair.
I used to have you knew me with hair.
If you're naked, I'll just look at your back. I mean, this guy.
Plenty of hair back there.
You got shoulder hair still?
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna have
shoulder hair, arm hair.
I can't say. Actually, it's kind of funny because I can't really say sexual stuff about Sandy.
You can't. I know. You're turning all red.
I'm embarrassed.
He's turning all red.
Or a compliment. I can't figure
it is out. A compliment. No, it's definitely a compliment.
I think we should turn her into a dominatrix. A nice dominatrix, though. She's a sweet.
She can do a dominatrix. But the worst thing to do is to fuck your best friend's wife. There is something so wrong about that.
Yeah.
That really, that's like the lowest.
So you won't touch Sandy.
Sandy is the most out of possibility of any person on earth. Congratulations. You are the one person that has no chance of ever seeing this Jewish Hebrew national love missile.
You're so blessed.
You are so lucky. You have the best karma of anyone on earth. I'd rather fuck Howie than I'm not. Hey, look, if you have to go gay, you go gay. It's one time.
Back that train.
It doesn't mean you're gay. It just means
you want to try something.
You just want to suck on it.
A little dabble.
What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna
don't fuck Howie. I'm telling you right now.
I can't fuck Howie.
Look at him.
No, it's like my brother.
Right.
It's like my brother.
The old ugly bespeckled Jew.
Yeah.
So do you guys, when you come though, Sandy, I have to ask you one. When you come, do you come in Hebrew? Because I know you go to Israel. You've been to Israel a few times, right?
Yes.
When you're in Israel, did you have sex with Howie in Israel?
Yes.
Did you have sex in Israel?
Yes.
Did you start talking Hebrew or Yiddish while you were?
No.
You didn't start going like you're in Israel. You still spoke.
You didn't feel more like your vagina was more Jewish when you were there.
No, I probably should have gone to a mikveh or something just to have the experience, but no. Yes.
Howie, did you feel more Jewish in Israel? Like when you were coming, did you put tefillin on, or did you just?
I just yelled "Ivey." That's all.
Ivey. Well, there they are. It was a lot of fun doing couple to couple with the great and 43 years. Let's give them a round of applause.
Wow,
that really is.
Yes.
I really hope the world lasts.
And to you for being.
You guys are inspiring.
We want to come to your 50th wedding anniversary.
Yes.
That's what we want. You guys,
you're invited.
Years. That's not that long. Let's hope
if we
can live.
We get there, you can be there. Absolutely.
Hard to know who's going to drop dead.
Two of our favorite people in the whole world.
Yes, and you are two of our favorite people.
Yes, we can't even fuck you doing the menage a trois.
Right. We can't. I can't even. Because usually I can drill.
I can hardly look at them now.
No, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. It's because
of
Sandy, though. I'm not embarrassed because of him, but it's Sandy.
Yeah.
You know.
She is special.
And we'll give you one thing before we leave, because we always like to give people a little black Jew love.
Little Juju love.
Jew love. Yeah. The great Smoke Katz and Sandy Katz.
Great Epstein and Hassan on the other side. Thank you.
Mazel.
Mazel. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.